You wouldn't believe me if I told you one man ran $1 million empire, a whole organization, and sometimes he even sold loose Newport cigarettes. Now, would you? Nah, that would be just crazy. But guess what? Sit back, relax, and enjoy this story. What's up, Mob? We back at him again, man. Today, we going deep inside of a hood legend story. So kick back, relax, like, share, comment, and I repeat, smash that subscribe button. Stick around to the end. You ain't gonna want to miss this one. Let's get it. So now today, we got a young man named Ronald, a.k.a. Ron Dub, to the streets now. Ronald, man, was born into one of the most notorious and, quite frankly, one of the most dangerous projects in all of America, here based in Baltimore City. So now, he jumps off his project stoop and he lands 10 toes down in the heart of Baltimore City, man. I'm talking about the dangerous, bloody, cutthroat, conniving streets of this well. So now, he comes up under a guy named Jimmy, a.k.a. Jim Dub. This is where he gets the nickname later on in life. Now, Jimmy, man, a.k.a. Jim Dub. Jimmy was a one-of-a-kind type dude, y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, he was an elite guy, not because he was tough, which he was, not because he was smooth, which he was, a ladies' man, dangerous, a goon, a savage, but it was because he was educated, he was smart, and everything in his organization was based on education and loyalty. Yeah, he wasn't one of them guys that glorified, I dropped out, I ain't get my high school diploma, no, man, I ain't get my GED. He wasn't one of them guys. He only wanted smart men around him. He even had a quote: "An uneducated man can't teach me nothing but the mistakes not to make in life." And even after a while, you learn to master that. And listen to it, y'all. The moment that you begin to master being good at nothing, you already done failed that life because you done became content. So now, Jimmy, at a very young age, of course, he growing up in the projects. So he's already, when you grow up in the projects, you are more advanced because you got the hood. But the projects is a hood within a hood. It's his own community. It's his own lifestyle. It's his own living quarters, and everything that happens in the jet stays in the jet. So now he coming up, man. He going through the ranks. He going through juvenile hall. He going through the fist fights. He going through the robberies. He going through the stolos. Now once he get to the point to where as though he jump on count, he start hitting for the old dude around the way. He immediately rises to power because, like I told you, man, he was a natural born leader. He was a person that everybody gravitated to. It was just something about Lord Jim Dub, man, that you wanted to be around. So now he ends up taking over 1 block, 2 blocks. His mindset was, I'm going to mix money and violence together. Now, what do I mean by that? He was able to put together a dream team. I'm talking about he pulling top soldiers, top head tappers from East Baltimore, over West, down South, and he bringing them all together. And he got 2 different regimes. He got the money regime, then he got the head tap regime. And the mindset was, the more money we make, the more we can fund the head tappers. So the more that we can support them, we ain't got to worry about nothing. I got muscle and I got elite hustlers. And ain't no way that I can be stopped. So now, with that type of mindset and let alone that type of crew, he begins to take over block at the block at the block. But he does give people an option, man. You could either get with us, take our package, do what we need you to do, or y'all gonna have to get down. A couple of guys refused. That ended up being the adversary. That ended up being the bump. But he also ended up pulling in a lot of good dudes in the midst of all that nonsense going on. So now he taking over half of the west side, but he's trying to take over the whole west side. Now, only thing stopping him is a big dude named Bear. Now, mind you, a.k.a. Big Bear, they gave him this nickname because he was a big dude, not just in size and stature, but in street legacy as well. He was what you call a hood legend as well. So now, Big Bear, he the type dude, smooth, laid back, but he was more aggressive. He was more stern-faced type dude. He was the more type, man, if you ain't a gangster, you ain't a head buster, you ain't on that cutthroat, conniving type time, don't even come around me, don't even waste my time. Or he even had room to be like, man, if you would come around and you wasn't on the same type time he was on, he had one of his own men clip you. So now, he moving around doing his 1-2. We got Jim Dub. He come up with the game plan shit. I know how I'm going to bake yours. He ends up napping one of Bear top shooters' girlfriend. So boom, in they mind, Bear top goon, and this broad that they didn't just grabbed up for real, they love each other to the world. So whole time they grab her up, they ends up making the call they call for the ransom. Whole time Bear top shooter say, man, I don't give a fuck about her, man. Do what y'all finna do. Fuck is you talking about? It's part of the game. Whole time they ready to go with they move, but they don't. As she hears, because the phone is on speaker. So once she hear what Bad Goon say, her heart get broke because in her mind, they was really together. This was my Bonnie and Clyde. So whole time, as they go over there, she like, listen, man, you ain't even gotta do it like this. I'll be more valuable to y'all alive than dead, I promise you. So whole time, Jim Dub, like, man, what the fuck is you talking about, girl? She say, listen, now him being so tender, vulnerable, them late drunk nights, he come home pillow talking. He done told this girl the whole day-to-day routine. And like I told you, the reason that she feel as though they in love is she been around. I done seen everything. I done seen the whole operation. Whole time she starts to give Jim Doug a play-by-play on how the whole machine run. Even to the point that she say Big Bear got a barbershop down south that look like it's abandoned. Whole time he be ducked off in there. That's where he be having his top secret meetings at with his lieutenant, his captains, the whole 9 yards. So whole time they like, all right, that's a bet. They start to put the game plan together. Boom, we ready to bait your kick, get your out of there. So they don't off the broad, but the broad tell Jim Doug and them the school that Bear's son go to. Whole time they send one of the goons up there. They ends up pulling the move. They grab the son up. When they call Bear to tell him, man, we got your son, pay that motherfucking ransom. Whole time he down the barbershop. They already got eyes down the barbershop too, just waiting for his ass to come outside. As soon as they make the call, boom, Bear go for the bait. He immediately breaks out the barbershop. He ready to jump in the car, go grab some more money so he can go make the drop. Whole time, Jim Doug already got his shooter parked, waiting on the barbershop, eyeballing and waiting for Bear to come outside. Soon as he see Bear come out, running to his car, Shorty jump out, get bucked. Wow, bang, 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 bang. He hit Shorty like 6 times, leaving him right there with his car door open. He break back across the street, jump in his car. He jump on the phone, call Jim Doug, let him know the job is done. Of course, they released the son as well too. They just wanted to get their man for real. So now that Bear's gone, you already know what time it is. Jim Doug starts sending some of his muscle over there. Get them niggas 2 options, man. Get down or get the fuck out the way. And if y'all don't get the fuck out the way, y'all gonna be on the chopping block. Y'all on the plate now. So boom, he ends up doing that. Jim Doug spread his wings, taking over the whole fucking West Baltimore. So now he's the big Doug as Lil Ron is making his way coming up. So now as Lil Ron Doug coming up for real, he ends up gravitating to Jim Doug. And this is where the connection come from. This is where Jim Doug, that's his nickname. This is where Ronald, aka, this is where he become Ron Doug. So now he coming up through the ranks for real. And Jimmy really gravitate to Lil Ron. It's like he look at him like his son for real, but he know Lil Ron Doug a wildfire. He keep getting locked up. He getting booked for stole loads. He going around robbing niggas when shit don't go his way. So Jimmy take him up under the wing, teach him how to rightfully hustle. He start to earn his way to the point to where it's done. Lil Ron become one of the top earners within 6 to 9 months. Now, the way that he got it orchestrated is Ron want to be his own man, but he still want to be on count, meaning I don't want to have to get the package from you. I done ran up enough clientele to where though just put me with one of your lieutenants, somebody that you trust that's getting that A1 shit that you getting off the boat, and I'm going to take it from there. So now, whole time he gets with the lieutenant and the captain that he buying the work from, and it's like a half-ass relationship because he don't work for him, he work with him. What does that mean? Ron is copping enough work to, you know, I can cop this shit from anybody. Anybody would be happy as shit to serve me on the amount of weight that I'm copping from you. So it ain't like I'm just a petty ass sale. No, I'm a big Doug just like you. I'm just going through protocol out of respect for Jim Doug. So now, boom, they starts to get into a little altercation because it's a drought come. So now when the drought come and shit get real low and it get to his last, you gotta jump the prices up. So now when the plug tell Lil Ron, man, the price of the brick going up, Ron started to take that shit like, man, what the fuck you playing with me? No, I ain't paying that, man. You know how many joints I'm copping, man. Niggas ain't going for that. So they start to have their own little animosity to each other. But Ron just say, man, fuck that, fuck you, and he ends up cutting them off. But he start copping weight from somebody else. About 4 or 5 months go by. One day, Ron coming down the street, the dude that he was buying the work from, he right there on the block playing at a dice game. They walk past each other. They start mean mugging each other. The plug act like he got that motherfucker on his hip. The whole time he not acting. He really do. And Lil Ron Doug see that he got that motherfucker on him. He like, oh yeah, you really gonna play with me like that? He gets to the end of the block. He turn, make it right on the side of the building. He whip out, buck a U-turn. He start walking back up. As he walked back up, as nigga that sold him the work, he look his head up, man. Lil Ron just started letting that motherfucker go. Hit aiming at him, but it's so many civilians right there, just everybody that's at the dice game, he just started bucking that motherfucker. Bang, bang, bang. He hit him like 3 times, but in the midst of it, he just swinging that motherfucker too. Somebody else ended up getting hit that had nothing to do with the situation. He ends up leaving the connect that he was getting the work from right there down at the dice game. Boom. He gets up out of there. Word get back to Jim Doug. Jimmy tell him, man, pull the fuck up on me whole time. Now he mad at him, but like I told you, he love him like a son. And he looking at it like, man, I understand what you trying to do, but I don't do that motherfucking just radical not thinking, because like I told you, he was an educated man. He was so technique, bro. He pulled up and act like he was selling cigarettes sometimes just to oversee his organization. He would pull up. He bought him a little corner store for real. He would pull up, jump out on the corner of his most lucrative block, and act like he was selling cartons and loose cigarettes just to oversee and make sure everything was running like it's supposed to, just to make sure nigga ain't switching the product. He would even give addicts money to send them to go cop from one of his workers to make sure that shit was what it was supposed to be, and wasn't nobody, doing the crud ball, switcheroo shit, shaking the valve, shaking the bottle. So whole time, this was the type of mindset that Jim Doug was on. So now dealing with Lil Ron, you young, you hot-headed, I done been there before, you doing too much. He give him a lesson. Whole time, Lil Ron don't listen. After that situation that he done already let him slide, he starts to get into it with more niggas around the way that rock with the connect that he done already put down. He start, another shootout, another argument, another fight. It gets to the point where as though Jim Doug like, man, listen, I love Shorty to death, and I see the route that he trying to take. He's trying to fight for power. He's trying to fight for position. He want to be the big dog, and he don't care who gets in his way for him to, ain't nobody going to stop him. So with that type of mindset, and Jimmy already know what type of mindset that is, he ends up ordering Lil Ron Doug to get clipped. One of the soldiers call him up one day, tell him they ready to go holler at the broad, ends up putting two in his dome. Out of the respect of the game and out of the love that Jim Doug had for me, like, man, it had to be done because this is how I came up. I know what I had to do. I know I was willing to off my OG to get to my position. So I know if it ever got down to Ron Doug getting big enough to get to me, and it's me stopping him from being the number one man, he already knew what Lil Ron to do, so he ended up pulling the car. But wicked and wild situations, this is why I tell y'all, don't get involved in the street, because these are the wicked and wild games and obstacles that you got to navigate around, under, or over just to be stable. You get what I'm saying? But with that being said, Mark, thank y'all for riding with me. Where you feel like them with your boy stories with me. At this time, one more time for me, mob, like, share, comment, and I repeat, smash that subscribe button, y'all. We'll be at 100K no time from the bottom of my heart. I love each and every one of y'all. Let's get them, let's get them, let's get them. Hood legends, let's go.